Okay, in this video I want to take another look at at a syllogism, categorical syllogism, and plot its proof on a Venn diagram. So here is the syllogism. All A is B, some C is not B, so some C is not A, or therefore some C is not A. Top two are the premises, bottom third is the conclusion. Now, it's tricky. The negatives are a little tricky, just a touch. I'll tell you right off the bat, if you have two negatives in your two premises up top, you'll never get a conclusion. Two negatives never give you a conclusion. So we have one here, so we're okay there. But does this give us a conclusion? So let's draw the Venn diagram. Again, if you're having trouble seeing, I would suggest putting the video onto widescreen. A, B, C. So all A is B, so right away we're going to do this. Cover this out. And then here it says some C is not B. So I have three open spaces in the C, okay? And I have to put an X in the space that means that it will keep the X from also being a B. So I can't put it here, because if I put the X here, it's going to also be a B, and that will not accurately represent that premise. And I can't put it here, because it will also be a B, and this is saying it's not a B, so that won't accurately represent it. And I obviously can't put it here because that's outside the C circle, and that's outside the C circle. But there is this space, so I can put an X right here that I represent the premise, the minor premise, or this. This would be the minor here. The universals are conventionally taken to be the major premises. But anyway, that's just loose for these, because for the categorical syllogism, because when you have two universals, you don't necessarily talk about the two universal premises as one being minor, one being major. But this one would be under that. So this, in this case, this would be the major premise, this would be the minor premise. Now, because it's limited, this is not limited. All right, here's the conclusion. Some C is not A. Did that also get drawn? There's a C that's not A. Yes, it did. So this is valid. Okay? Now on this side over here, I'm going to do it smaller, but let's switch it up a little bit. Let's keep this the same. All A is B. Okay? And I'm going to go ahead and put some C is not B. And then we're going to say the conclusion is some B is not C. Did this follow? Well, let's draw the two circles, or the three circles, A, B, C. Okay? Now, all A is B, so this has to be squirted out like that, scratched out like that. Some C is not B. How would I represent that? Well, some C is not B. I would have to put it right down over here again. This is the only place. Do I have anything over here? Because this is saying some B is not C. There's nothing in the B circle, so obviously this is not valid. Okay? Now, it's not valid because when I do the first premise and when I do the second premise, in the only way it could be drawn, the conclusion was not also simultaneously drawn as a matter of fact. So I can tell you right away this is not valid. It's also not valid because if you look at some C is not B, it just doesn't make sense from some C is not B to say some B is not C. You can't switch those two around. All right.